Tonight on Newswatch 18, find out about Campustown's newest project.
And hear what an Iowa State professor has to say about children playing violent video games.
And I'll tell you about how the Cyclone's placed in the NCAA Wrestling Championship.
And I'll tell you if you can break out those bro shorts this weekend, stay right there. You're watching Newswatch 18.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Thursday's edition of Newswatch 18. I'm Kelley Werner.
And I'm Cole First. Thanks for joining us.
According to a new study by Iowa State researchers, children who repeatedly play violent video games are learning thought patterns that will stick with them and influence their behaviors as they grow older. Researchers found that over time, children will start thinking more aggressively and when provoked might react with violent behavior. Games such as Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty are popular video games that have been known to cause behavioral changes in children. They learn from both good and bad behavior, so make sure to set a good example.
Recent concerns for Iowa corn pushed researchers Aaron Gassman to urge farmers to diversify their pest management tactics. Bt corn is a bacterium for preventing insect damage. Gassman reports a growing resistance to the bacterium, as do some corn growers in Nebraska, Illinois, and Minnesota. He argues that crop rotation and planting sections of non-Bt corn will slow resistance and protect the future of the technology.
Brick City Grill is among the top 10 finalists for Iowa's Best Burger contest. Iowans submitted more than nearly 10,000 nominating votes between February 12th and March 17th. Iowa's Best Burger contest is in its 5th year and has received nominations for 456 Iowa restaurants. All top 10 restaurants will be visited by judges who will evaluate the hamburgers based on taste, appearance, and proper serving temperature of 160 degrees.
Ames is ranked number 9 on the top 10 best places to live in America, according to CNN Money. With only a 4.3% unemployment, the area is full of job opportunities. Ames is also known for being a big sports town, a number of parks, and a new aquatic center. CNN Money reports there is no way a person can be bored living in Ames.
Designing clothes takes creative mind and a lot of time, which can be hard to do when you're an athlete. Michelle Schoening has more.
The fashion show is commonly known for streetwear and high-end fashion. However, one designer is taking her love of sports to the runway.
My line is called Impulse, and it's an activewear line. I used a lot of animal prints, tiger, cheetah, zebra, and I threw in cow print because it's pretty unusual, and I love cows.
She chose to do the activewear for her senior capstone project because she has been an athlete all her life. However, balancing school and athletics posed a challenge.
It was really hard. There was a lot of lab hours, late nights, sewing at home, and I had to work really hard with my track coach to kind of push around practices, but he understood.
Carly has been working on her line since the beginning of fall semester and says fittings can be a nerve-wracking part of the process.
We only get to do one fitting. Somehow garments always shrink or something just goes wrong, and so it's really nerve-wracking.
Carly has been attending the fashion show since her senior year of high school and is excited to showcase her designs. She plans on continuing to design activewear following graduation.
I'm hoping to go to an activewear company, maybe local, but definitely want to stay with the activewear.
To see Carly's full collection as well as other designers, the fashion show will be held at C.Y. Stevens April 5th at 7 p.m. With photographer Ryan Berg, I'm Michelle Schoening for iState News.
Campustown begins working on an all-inclusive student apartment building. The building will be built where the First National Bank and Lori's Coffee were located. The new building will house 320 beds, high-end amenities, and easy access to the university. Some of the amenities include a coffee bar, fitness center, tanning beds, and study rooms. The prices for apartments have not been released yet. However, students who are interested should visit Asset Campus Housing at 206 Welch Avenue.
Greek Visit Day replaces the ever-popular Greek Getaway. Greek Getaway was formerly known as a part of Greek Week, where both sororities and fraternities allowed high school students to visit and stay overnight. The Office of Risk Management has administered the provisions to the policies and procedures for youth events on campus. The Office of Greek Affairs' decision to no longer have high school girls spend the night at a sorority house as a part of Greek Visit Day was a decision made collectively by the Office of Greek Affairs and the National Panhellenic Conference.
A new club at Iowa State addresses the issues of what is causing weather changes. Climate Action Iowa was established in January to accommodate students interested in environmental problems such as climate change. Their mission is to educate the public, build coalitions, and train the next generation of environmental leaders. They also organize students to advocate for sound environmental laws and campaign for pro-environment candidates. Climate Action Iowa hopes to send a delegation of ISU students to the Iowa State Capitol for the upcoming Environmental Lobby Day.
Many people get acne as teenagers, but did you know that adults can develop it as well? Holly Furfer talks to a patient and doctor about why it can strike adults and what can be done to treat it.
Hi, good morning.
Narva Norfleet didn't have acne as a teenager, but in her mid-30s, she started to break out.
I woke up and I had these big boulder, like huge bumps. I would go to the grocery store and do this. I never would look direct in your face because it's embarrassing.
About 10 to 15% of adults develop acne at age 30 or older.
Acne does not discriminate. We see it in men and women. We see it in dark and light.
Often the cause is something we've inherited.
More often than not, it's just genetics. And I often say, talk to your mom, talk to your dad, see if somebody in the family didn't start breaking out when you were a little bit older.
For women, another factor may be a change in hormones around menopause. Moving to another geographic location can affect some men and women, but doctors aren't sure why.
Most people with adult acne, we can get clear with topical medications.
These help with inflammation and help kill bacteria. But some, like Norfleet, need to also take oral medications. One that worked for her, but shouldn't be used if you want to start a family.
It used to be called Accutane, and it is a vitamin A derivative that often will give people the closest thing we have to a cure.
Norfleet's acne is virtually gone, and she says she feels great again.
It gave me so much confidence.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
You can see she's got scars.
And now we're joined by Andreas at the desk. Andreas, I can't wait to watch the Cyclones tomorrow.
I can't either. It's going to be a good game. I'll have the full stories after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch 18. Welcome back. I'm Andreas Haffar with your Cyclone Sports. The Iowa State men's basketball team have impressed fans and opponents alike this season. From nail-biting overtime wins to racking up tremendous amounts of points to even seeing the mayor, Coach Hoiberg's impressive dance moves. Tomorrow night, the Cyclones will compete in their first Sweet 16 game since 2000 against UConn at the renowned Madison Square Garden in New York City. Despite losing Georgia Yang to a foot injury, the Cyclones managed to be victorious last Sunday in a thrilling 85-83 win with DeAndre Kane scoring in the last 2 seconds. The matchup between the Cyclones and the Huskies will begin tomorrow at 6:25 p.m. The 2014 NCAA Division I Championships in wrestling came to a close Saturday night, in which the Cyclones finished 12th overall, just shy of a top 10 finish. Kyvan Gadsden and Michael Moreno became repeat All-Americans, where Earl Hall did so in his tournament debut. The competition has now seen an astonishing 287 All-American awards for the Iowa State wrestlers, which is third in NCAA history. The Iowa State women's gymnastic team will head to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to appear in the NCAA regionals yet again for a remarkable 18th consecutive time. Coming off their runner-up spot in the Big 12 Championships, which was their best performance of the season thus far, the Cyclones saw Camille Saint-Gervais crowned Big 12 champion on the high bars. The Cyclones are one of 6 teams that will compete, and their momentum seems to be building at the perfect time. The event will begin Friday, April 5th at 4 p.m. Big 12 play hasn't been kind to the Iowa State tennis team. The Cyclones started spring break with matches against 35th ranked Kansas and 58th ranked Kansas State. They fell to Kansas 6-1 and Kansas State 5-2. Last weekend, the team was in Texas for back-to-back matches against 21st ranked UT and number 17 Baylor. Neither one went well. The Cyclones went 0-7 in both matches. Their schedule isn't getting any easier either. Play against 49th ranked TCU starts at 4 tomorrow at Ames Racket and Fitness. If you went to Cyclone Sports Complex today for the softball game against South Dakota, you might have noticed no one was there. Today's doubleheader has been rescheduled for April 22nd due to weather. You'll still be able to take in some softball tomorrow, though. The Cyclones open their Big 12 season against 16th-ranked Oklahoma. First pitch is scheduled for 4 p.m. S.A. Okoro is the Big 12 Track and Field Athlete of the Week. The Birmingham, England native flew through 400 hurdles at the Baldy Castillo Invitational in Arizona. She ran a 5.7.77, only a few hundredths off a second off her personal best. Okoro has the fastest time in the NCAA right now and the 6th fastest time in the world. She's also got the fastest time by a British athlete this season. And that's all I have for your Cyclone Sports. Kyle, can we expect some good weather, or what's going on?
Well, hey, I tell you what, it's warming up quite a bit. I'll tell you just how much right after the break. Stay right there. 18, I'm Kyle Steingraeber with your Cyclone weather. Oh, that's not on the right graphic. Oh well, right now it's about 46 degrees in Ames. It is much, much warmer than it has been the rest of the year. Across Ames, it's looking, or across the state, excuse me, it's looking nice as well. Can't really show you that right now, but I can show you what the country looks like. It's really toasty down in Dallas. If you're a fan of Texas, head on down there, nice 76 degrees. If we win the basketball game tomorrow and another one this weekend, oh, hey, we're clicking things all over the place. We're back where we were again. Anyways, hopefully we make it down to Dallas here in the next couple weeks for some basketball. We'll be able to tank in those warm temperatures. Would you stop clicking stuff, Rich? All right, around the state now, 48 in Des Moines, 43 over in Sioux City. As usual, our friends up in Mason City are kind of chilled. Relatively speaking, of course, it's not those negative 20-degree temperatures we've been experiencing, but it's still better than nothing. Tomorrow it is going to be a little windy. Hold on to your hats. If you bring out that umbrella for the rain, you're going to want to bring out a really good umbrella, or else it's going to get turned upside down and you're not going to have a good time. So 51 degrees tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to leave a couple of those layers at home, but you never know with this Iowa weather. Looking into our extended forecast, this weekend it is going to be toasty. We're looking at 64 degrees on Sunday. That's almost weather to break out the shorts and the t-shirt, but depending on your tolerance for heat and for hot and cold, you may or may not want to do that. We'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, I don't have good news as we go into the next week. Monday and Tuesday are pretty chilly. We see our temperatures drop and it gets really wet and potentially really rainy, as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We've got chances of rain, 80% on Monday, going to 60% on Wednesday. So going to be a little cold, but again, not as cold as we have been seeing. It'll be a little sad seeing those temperatures go from Sunday, but you take what you can. That's all I've got for weather. Stay right there.
Love is blooming for Fred Hoiberg and Paul Rhodes, not with each other, but with their children. Paul Rhodes' son, Wyatt, asked Fred Hoiberg's daughter, Paige, to prom by making a video of himself playing the guitar and singing out of tune, "Will You Go to Prom With Me?" with the music from the popular song Hey There Delilah. Wyatt pours his heart out in a 3.5-minute video asking Paige to go to prom. And the most important part? She said yes.
And that's all we have for tonight's edition of Newswatch 18.
Be sure to join us on Tuesday for more Cyclone news, weather, and sports.
Have a great night, Ames, and go Cyclones.
Woo! I meant